I'm Tig, welcome back to week 12 of me documenting my progress as a musician and guitarist. Now, if you've been watching the last few weeks, you'll know that this month, or September, has been all about me recording guitar parts for some songs I want to release very soon, while I still have all my guitars with me before I leave for Asia, which is now on Tuesday. It's Sunday as I'm recording this. Now, last week, I took a break from that to show you a jam I had with my friend Harry, and probably a good job that I did that, because this week is just going to be pure clips, recording clips, just all crammed in. I've got some from every single song that I'm doing. I'm just going to blast through some of the best ones. Not really some of the best ones, just some of the ones that felt most accessible to share. There's been many, many hours of recording. A lot has gone wrong, a lot has gone right. A lot of it has actually been improvised, and then I've ended up using it. And then the other things I improvised, thought, okay, I kind of like that, let me just tweak it a little bit. And then I spend like hours trying to get to trying to basically do the same thing that I did the first time perfectly. So that's been interesting. Let's begin. So here I am recording some chords for an acoustic song. This one is a song I wrote in about 2 hours, all on one very inspired Sunday back in June. In fact, I think potentially the week before I started doing these videos. Now I'm going to get into some real musical specifics here. Something that I did that I was quite happy with when recording this guitar is I tuned down the top string 1 semitone. And this is something so simple, like I literally just took 1 string, changed the pitch of it, like the least amount that I could possibly change it, like half a tone or just 1 note. It's a really, really small thing to do on one hand. But what it meant was that the top 2 strings were just the first and third note of the key we're in, which basically mean they just work over every chord. That was ringing out through the whole song, so it kept something constant, and also the sound of that changes in context to what the chord is played. There was a lot of things that took me many takes in this recording week, but thankfully these chords were not one. They were very simple to play. Things got a little bit more complex when I thought, okay, let me do a guitar solo. And the guitar solo that I did is just one that I absolutely ripped off the top of my head. I just completely improvised it back in June. I was really happy with the way it turned out, so I thought, okay, I'm going to do it again, because there was a few notes here and there that, like, actually if I wasn't improvising, I could do better with them. But the general flow of the solo, I really liked, just the first thing that ever came out of my hands. But I just got a massive mental block around it, and it ended up taking me like an hour to get one that I'm happy with. So here is, I don't even know if this is the one I'm happy with, but here is one of the good ones anyway. Next, I'm showing you a quick clip of a song that I've not showcased at all in these videos so far. It's quite a different song in terms of the feel from the rest. It's potentially the heaviest one. It's got a deep, dark, booming bass to it, which actually I might show in a future video. But here is me improvising a guitar solo, in much contrast to what I just mentioned about the other guitar solo, where I improvised, it was great, and then I tried to like do it again perfectly and it took me hours. This one literally just came out first time, and I was like, wow, I'll just go without that. That's great. I'm happy with it. One guitar solo, I can improvise it, and it's like, great, I'll use that, no need to overthink it. Another time, it's like, it can just take me so many takes because I'm just in my head trying to get the perfect one. Now we're moving on to me adding some new layers over a song that I've showed quite a bit over the past few weeks. So here I was adding some nice, gentle, floaty acoustic guitar over the top of what would be the main riff. And here I was adding a very mild background lead guitar line to what would be the chorus. It's quite spacey, and I think it works well so that it's not going to detract or be too much having this kind of like lead guitar line in the chorus, while there'll also be other things going on too. Alright, next up we have another song that I have showed in a few weeks previous. This is actually the one I played live at the acoustic open mic night. And now I'm finally trying to record the official guitar parts for it. This one was, maybe it's just a theme with the acoustic ones, definitely a struggle. I really thought it'd be cool to have this as like a one-take, very organic recording, and it would just fit the mood of the song if it was like rough and imperfect. That's not really how it ended up going, because how the imperfect version sounded, it just, you know, it's imperfect in a bad way, not in a good way. So this is one where I'm kind of here second guessing, thinking, oh, the take's good enough, and I've just got a few takes, and I'm just gonna really listen through, pick the best one, and hope for the best. But here is me doing one of the trickier parts of the song, which was essentially an improvised guitar solo after the chorus. Probably one of the reasons I was struggling is because I was trying to improvise it every time. Now, here's a quick clip of me adding some more layers to a song that already has some of the most layers, which is the one I showed a few weeks back, where I just had this random idea at like 5 AM in the middle of the night, recorded it into my phone, and then turned it into a song. Not really much to say about this one, just threw it in to just make it feel complete, because then I've got clips of every single song in here. And just to show that, yeah, like this week was a manic week, and besides the things I'm showing you in the videos, I was just adding layers, extra guitar chords, little lines left, right and centre on all guitars. Yeah, it was a real free-for-all, but good fun. In the unlikely event you've paid very close attention over the last few weeks, watched every video, and are recognizing every song that I have or haven't showed so far, you'll know that there's one that we haven't been over yet. This one has been practically complete for a long time. It's just been missing one thing, which is the final guitar solo. And I've been putting it off a little bit. One, because I needed to restring my guitar. Two, because even though I hadn't got the rest of the solo formed in my head, I just knew there was a particular really fast line I wanted to play at the end. And I thought, okay, I'll just learn that and I'll work backwards from there. And I'd spent a lot of time trying to give myself as much practice before actually having to record it. And thankfully, it did go relatively well. And for something that could have just taken me hours and hours and still not been a spot where I'm even sure I've got a good take, I actually feel like I smashed this one out. So I had this way to end the solo, but the rest of it I just improvised. And you can see that there's a lot of repetition. The rest of the solo is not that fancy at all. I was just really going with the flow, not worrying about what technical aspects of the guitar playing I wanted to put in this solo. I just knew I was going to have a fast, big ending. The rest can be a lot more free-flowing. So here it is. So that's it for this video. I say that's it. It's been quite a lot for the video, so I hope you have enjoyed. That is a very deep insight into all of the songs I've been putting together over the last few weeks. Some deeper insight than others today, but like I said, there's been hours gone into the recording of each one at this point. Definitely got way more clips than what I put in this video. I always want to keep it just the best of the best to what's actually most interesting to watch back. But maybe I'll show some more in future weeks as well. So next week, I'm going to be in a completely different spot. I have a totally different guitar. The focus is probably going to be quite different as well. But if you're even slightly curious about how guitar practice, how songwriting, how just the things that need to be done if you're trying to make it as a guitarist and a musician changes over the course of going traveling or different routines and all these things, and see how I'm keeping up with it, then hit subscribe and I'll see you on the next one.